Words before you bounce real quick?
Uh, I mean, you were the one who kind of poked me about the All-Star game. If you want me to touch on that,
I just
I
assume you would. I don't know if you heard the show earlier. We talked about it. Um,
no, I didn't, but you can,
the this
whatever you want
I
to.
think the synopsis was that you seem to be the biggest snub. There were others, obviously, and we talked about some of them as well. I just figure if you wanted this platform real quick for a minute, 90 seconds, whatever, to say something or in response to one of the things we talked about earlier, MVP candidate that didn't make the All Star game. Does that hurt your MVP chances now?
I have for one, I just want to win a championship. If I'm an MVP candidate, that'd be special to me, and I'd be honored. And I think that I would trust the populace of the SFL, a lot more. There's a lot more logic, I think, with the average person than there is the individuals who are, on that committee this year. I think that there's clear bias that was shown. And it is what it is. So, do I think it hurts my MVP chances if the MVP is truly decided by a public vote? No, I think that I trust the people of the SFL to go with their heads and their heart and, and vote for who they think really deserve the award. But yeah, man, do I think, was I disappointed when I saw that I wasn't an all-star when I had one of my best seasons? For sure I was, just because it's absolutely ridiculous. All the arguments that they come up with, that they have to reach for, they're bizarre, they're inconsistent explanations. Like no one can just point to hard, this is the reason why you weren't. This is the reason. Like, everybody has a different maybe explanation. They're drawing, straws to try and come up with something. Hey, we need to make something stick, man, for why this guy wasn't an all-star, and none of it makes sense at the end of the day. And when you have to try that hard to try and explain why someone wasn't in an all-star game, I mean that right there should clue you in. You could make the argument about even though I've never heard it for past seasons, but you can, yeah, now I'm hearing the argument that our teammates play a factor in it. Yeah, I have great fucking teammates. I have two great receivers. I have a brilliant running back. I have a good tight end. I take pride in my entire unit. So do the guys who made the All-Star game. They have weapons. Dynasties had great weapons at the receiving core, and he has a running back that people feel is an MVP candidate himself, and should be on the cover of 2K24. I hear things about BDG Hollywood all the time. Guy's a Hall of Famer. You look at Colin Pierce, and you have I mean, he's thrown to Ryan Roosevelt, who's near breaking wide receiver records this year, who has MVP candidacy in him. He's thrown to an MVP candidate wide receiver, and that's negating Jeff Banfield. So we all have weapons on our side, but that the weapon thing may be a good argument if like we were all equal, but and I'm speaking about me, Pierce, and Dynasty, but we're just flat out not equal. Their weapons, Dynasty's weapons made him a good quarterback this year. My weapons made me a great quarterback this year. And, Pierce is Pierce is just an average quarterback who threw the ball a lot. Let's just be honest. I mean, people are just ignoring the facts and they're trying to dance around it. I think that the majority of people understand. I got more DMs than I ever have, in my life. I didn't expect it, like 40 plus people, saying, "Hey man, that's BS. I apologize. F the All-Star game." And that's not what I wanted. I didn't want people to say F the All-Star game and this and that. I thought it was something that meant something, that was special, but when you do something so biased and so obvious, it's going to make people turn their heads to something that's supposed to be a fun and special day, something that people earn out there. and and I just can't, find the argument, in any way of, how those guys earned it and stuff. So, I mean, like I said, my weapons made me a great quarterback. Statistically, it's undeniable. Like I blew both those guys out of the water. And it is what it is. Dynasty was an extremely efficient quarterback. I love efficiency. I pride myself in QBR. Every season I want to have a good QBR. I've led the league in QBR before, and I've missed the playoff, I've missed the All-Star game because I didn't have the volume, back when I was with Louisiana. I wasn't top 10 in other, top 5 in other categories, I mean, but that dynasty is one thing. He was a very efficient quarterback. He led his team to an 11-1 record. I'm really not going to bash on dynasty too much, even though statistically I still blew him out of the water when it comes to overall statistics. But Pierce is just an average quarterback in this league. I can't even say he's above average. Like, and let's just be honest. Like, all he accomplished was throwing the ball more than anybody else by over 100 attempts. I mean, he was near bottom 10 in the league in completion percentage. So he throws the ball a lot, but he struggles to even complete his passes. I mean, the guy's like 17th or 18th in completion percentage. He's not top five, I don't think, in any other categories. Maybe touchdowns. He's fifth or sixth because he's thrown a lot. The guy threw more interceptions than touchdowns, 5 more interceptions than touchdowns. I've never seen an all-star quarterback throw 5 more interceptions than touchdowns. His QBR is 12th in the league. He's not top 10 with efficiency as a quarterback. The guy's just an average quarterback. But what got him that seat? Here, now we'll take it one step further. I think it's bizarre that because I did catch Tyler at the end say something like, I know some of the guys who are on the committee, but I'm not going to say who. Why are we keeping the committee secret? Like, isn't that just bizarre right there, that the committee has to be kept like some type of top secret thing? No, Chad Rowland is on the committee, and his quarterback is Colin Pierce, and that's why Colin Pierce is in there. Like, if I was Colin Pierce, I would be embarrassed to be put up there because my owner put me in there. Like, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, if you guys watch that Formula One show on Netflix, that's like the guy who has a seat in the car because his daddy bought the team. It's like, that's like akin to, being that coked out director of marketing, because your family owns the company. It's like that little league, player that fucking sucks, but he's going to be the starting pitcher because his dad's the coach. It's really just embarrassing at the end of the day. And I'll just say it how it is. And then you look at Dynasty, Siege Falco, his owner and GM was also on the committee. So, and Siege just doesn't like me. So, I mean, it's just sad that these are trusted positions, and these guys are supposed to do what's just in the best interest of the league. And I think people want to see me fucking play in the All-Star game. They want to see the best quarterback in the league play in the All-Star game. That you should do what's in the best interest of the league. And if you can't, you just can't help yourself. But with your emotional bias, then it's not the position for you. So, everyone who I know was on the committee, all of their quarterbacks are in the All-Star game. So it is what it is. When I look at Colin Pierce, it's just one of those. It's the old saying, man. You can put lipstick on a pig. You can dress it up as much as you want. You can try and make the arguments for this and that and the other, but man, it's still a pig at the end of the day.
So here's what I'll say, Johnny. I didn't put Tommy Utah on that. Does that make me a bad panelist, a bad columnist? This was
no, dude, because that would make you fucking stupid to do that. Like, Tommy Utah, like, doesn't deserve to be there, and like, and credit to you for, like, if you were on that committee and understood that your quarterback didn't belong to be there.
So, obviously now there's people are starting to put 2 and 2 together. Yes, I was part of the committee, and what I will say from the committee aspect is,
dude, you can say what you want, man. Like, right, it is what it is. The only thing I will accept, Tyler, which no one said this explanation, the only thing I will accept as the explanation is that this year there was a new rule implemented that there is a max of 5 players per team that are allowed in there, and and there's already 5 London nights. Then I would happily step to the side to let my teammates enjoy that game. I would happily step to the side. But why wouldn't anyone just say that? They tried to make arguments that I wasn't good enough. It went on for 24 hours. It turned divisive and whatnot. Why would Siege Falco try and make an argument to why I don't deserve to be in there? Why would other people stay silent? Why would people try and argue that Pierce is an all-star caliber quarterback? I mean, you just say, no, yeah, Pickler's clearly the best, man, but there's a lot of great nights, and you know what? Pickler will step to the side for them. He's been in the All-Star games. We want to share awards. It's this league's about sharing, not the best makes it in. So, it's participation trophies at this point. You want to, just, I've been in the All-Star the last 3 seasons. I've been an All-Star, so you don't want to give me another one, even though I was the best quarterback in the league. It is what it is, man. Like, it doesn't look good when the quarterbacks are inferior in every department, and yet they're there, and yet their owners are on the panel. It just does. It's not a good look for the league. It's not a good look for the committee. It is what it is.
I'm gonna step in because we are way over time. And Jody.
Yeah, man. No, you're good. Hey, I love you. I love you, Dave. All the panelists, and the committee. They don't have an easy job, but you fucked up. It is what it is. You can put lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. I'm focused on winning a fucking championship, but I got to get by Baltimore first, and that's going to be a tough task. I hope you guys all have a great night.
All right, Johnny, thanks for coming on the show, bro.
Later, bud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr.